Good morning, Dutchmen. Today is Monday, October 11th. We are almost through week 5. Couple games left to go still. We have the Titans Bills tomorrow, which is weird. Hopefully they play because I have a player that I don't have a backup for. And then we also have tonight's game, the Chargers and Saints. So we'll hear more about that later. As for now, I'm still hanging out in Denver, living at my sister's place, and yeah, it's fun. But October's here, and football's still going. So let's take a look at Week 5. Starting off, we have Mr. Poopy Butthole versus Squeak Squeak Motherfucker. Yeah, Tillers just continues to relieve himself all over everybody he's playing in the last few weeks. Great, lots of big scores. This week is no exception. In fact, it's not very often that your quarterback is the lowest scoring player that week, but that is what Tiller has managed with 4.32 from his. However, outside of his quarterback, 23, 22, 24, 24, just a dominant performance from his players. Squeak, great game. 122 points for Squeak. Something he really needed coming up after his 2 losses in a row. Teddy Bridgewater getting him 20, Ezekiel Elliott, getting 23. But it's just Squeak's going to end up being the high-scoring loser of the week, just with almost anybody. He plays almost anybody else this week, and he would have taken a win. But not this week. Squeak, sorry about that. Squeak's going to continue his losing streak, drop down to 2-3, and Tiller's going to hop up to 4-1. Moving on, we have yours truly versus Brett Favre's penis. Looks like I will be able to grab hold of Brett Favre this week. I'm currently losing by 3, 118 to 121. But I still have 2 players to go, and James and Connor have spent everything they've got. Great plays from the Baltimore defense, getting him 25, and Roethlisberger doing 21. But outside of that, a few poor performances from Justin Jefferson out of Minnesota, and Jerick McKinnon from San Francisco, who just had a terrible showing against Miami yesterday. Other than Zach Ertz, for me, I did pretty well. My kicker got me 20, so thanks, Lou, for not letting me switch that guy out. And then Russell Wilson getting me 25. And then Brandon Cooks got his first game of the season, and so did Jamison Crowder. So long as Justin Jackson and Cole Beasley can meager a whole 4, I will take the win there. Both James and Connor and I will move to 3-2. Moving on to Keenan Allen in my flex versus the Young Hoes. Geb currently has about a 30-some point lead over Krish. Krish does still have 4 players to go to Geb's 1, but that 30-point difference is going to be tough considering that it's his defense and his flex and his tight end that he's got going on in part of those in those 4 players. He does have Mike Williams to go, but Williams is yet to score over 10 points. So nothing major. Not expecting too many points out of those 4. And Geb still has Keenan Allen, who has been relatively dominant this year. Pretty good after week 1. So it should be a comfortable win for Geb, who after his week 1 loss has been on a nice winning streak. Should continue that to 4-1. And Krish is dropped 2 in a row, and this would be his 3rd, putting him at 1-4. Next, we have the Party Rages On versus Fueled by Jägermeister. Wow, the party is raging on for Tom Butler. He is sitting at a comfortable 4-0 with a 4-point lead over Lou. They both do have a player to go. Tom Butler has Derrick Henry, big points from there, but Lou does have Jonnu Smith. Jonnu has had a 22-point game this season. So he can explode, but Derrick Henry is far more reliable. Um, he's had in general, so we'll see. Um, the other thing is that Tom Butler has designated Cup, who got 9 points, to be his backup if the Tennessee game doesn't happen. And I don't think Lewis designated anybody, so Lewis is really just hoping the game happens. Otherwise not a high scoring game. Neither of them have yet scored 100 with a player to go. Blastoise did get 26 points out of Kyler Murray out of Arizona. But that's really... Oh, and Lewis got 21 from Josh Jacobs. Yeah, that makes sense in the Oakland win over Kansas City. But really nothing too exciting from any of them. A lot of single digit scores on both sides of the ball there. Lewis, after he got his first win last week, looks like he'll be taking a loss again this week, dropping him down to 1-4. And Tom Butler is just raging, 5-0. Next we have Turd Ferguson's oversized hats versus No Sleep Till Maryland. Kurt definitely fell asleep this week as he did not play a defense. Kurt, if the Tennessee defense or the Buffalo defense is available, you might want to pick him up. Kurt, despite not playing a defense, Kurt is still leading by 35 points. And has his mystery defense and Devin Singletary to go. Singletary's been getting decent points. Could put up another 10 or so to give him that 45-point lead. However, Colin has Hunter Henry and Josh Allen to go. Josh Allen had his worst game of the season last week with a grand total of 25. So he can definitely make up a good chunk of that 45 points. Then it'll be up to Hunter Henry, who can score 10, has once, but not reliably. So that one is leaning toward Kurt, especially if he can manage to pick up a defense. Other than that, Colin has had a pretty mediocre game out of everybody except for Mike Davis, who got him 25. Kurt got great scores from Deshaun Watson and Travis Kelce, but pretty mediocre all around. Squeak, man, anybody else this week and you would have won. Jesus. Just a low-scoring game, except for you guys. And then I guess me and whoever I'm playing. James. Oh, Turd Ferguson will be dropping to 1-4, and Kurt would actually pick up his second win, moving up to 2-3. I guess technically last is the game of the week. Semi versus Kenny. Combined, they have just outscored Tiller, who still has players to go. Really just poor showing from both of them this week. Currently, Semi does have a 10-point lead over Kenny. Both he and the Kansas City Chiefs have been riding on Patrick Mahomes all year. Mahomes got Semi 30 points this week. So he got a grand total of 40 from his 7 other players. He still does have Will Lutz to go this evening, the kicker for New Orleans. Kenny just didn't get much from anybody. He got 15 points out of David Montgomery from Chicago, who is his top scorer. And then the big bummer for Kenny is the -4 he got from San Francisco and their poor showing against Miami. He does have Joshua Kelly to go. Who has, gotten double digits twice this season, but low double digits. So likely that this will fall to Semi, but I think we're going to have to talk to Vika to get a bit more information. Currently, Semi is sitting at 1-3 after picking up his first win last week, and Kenny is 2-2. So we'll see where that goes. And now, as always, we have the most interesting segment of the week, Vika's weekly predictions. Happy Monday.
Happy cheesy balls.
Happy cheesy balls. How's your supply? Oh, that looks sad.
I have more.
Oh, good. So week 5. How you doing so far?
I'm good. Just made it to UI UX design school.
Oh, that's cool. She's gonna take a Well, you tell them about it.
I'll tell you later.
Oh, she'll tell you later. Fine. Let's talk football then.
Okay.
What do we got going on today?
We got Chargers from Los Angeles playing Saints from New Orleans.
Yep.
I've never been to either.
We can fix that. I mean, not soon, but we can fix that in general.
You heard it.
Yeah. Any thoughts?
Yeah.
Well, tell us.
Well, I don't know much about either teams. It's gonna be Drew Brees versus Justin Herbert.
Ooh.
It's like just a quick tip for you. If you can't remember Chargers quarterback's name and you've seen The Office, this is how you do it. So you know there's Jim Halbert. And then, so it's very similar. It's Halbert.
Yeah.
And then it's a J, like in Jim, but it's Justin, like your fiance's girlfriend. That's me. Your fiance's sister's boyfriend name. And so it's Justin Halbert.
Okay.
Really easy to remember, you guys.
Super easy. Very helpful.
Anyways, so yeah, we have those two teams who are, I don't know much about either of them, but I know that Saints were really strong last year. They almost made it to Super Bowl. They were, wait, who played Kansas City?
In the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh God, right. Jimmy Garoppolo.
On what team?
49ers,
There
of
it
course. Oh, come on. But Saints were in like, what's that called?
They were in the championship. Yeah, they were in the
Like
playoffs.
The playoffs, right.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I was like super sure they were gonna just be really
Yeah.
good this year, but they're not. They're like 2-2,
That's true.
which is like, Anyways, but Chargers are even worse. They're like 1-3.
Yeah,
But I know even less about them.
that's true.
So, yeah, and I also know that their running back is injured, which is not going to do good for them.
Probably not.
Right. So, and Drew Brees is a pretty strong quarterback.
Yeah.
That's right.
So what's your thought?
I think Saints are going to win.
Think Saints are going to win?
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to just like destroy Chargers. I think it's going to be a pretty close game.
Oh, yeah? How close?
Like a touchdown or
Like-
so.
Like 6 points or like 7 points? 6, 7?
Do they have a good kicker?
Yes, they have a good kicker.
Maybe 7.
7. Okay, 7 points. Okay. And let's talk the game of the week. We have Semi versus Kenny.
Right.
Semi has Will Lutz, that good kicker that I just mentioned.
Oh yeah, that is a good kicker.
That's the good kicker.
Okay.
And Kenny has somebody on the Chargers. The number 3, now the number 2 running back is.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
So, do you think that Kenny's Joshua Kelly can make up the 10 points plus whatever this good kicker gets?
How many points does a kicker get for like a score?
Well, it's tough to say. 1 for an extra point,
Right.
3 for a field goal, an extra
Yeah.
point if that field goal is more than 40, and then another extra point if that field goal is more than 50.
Fine.
So
Anyways, well, I think God, it's hard. Well, Semi's like 10 points.
yeah.
I forgot the English.
Ahead.
Yes. Kenny. But I think that the third being second to night quarterback might actually running back, sorry, might actually play a lot.
Okay.
So he might actually get like a decent amount of points.
Okay. So what do you think?
Just predicted that Saints are gonna win.
You did.
But I mean, maybe not because of the kicker. Probably not because of him.
Well,
I mean, he can help, but
it's true.
damn, I don't know. Let's say that the guy should really feel like it's his chance while the main running back is injured. So maybe he'll do good.
So Kenny's guy is gonna do it?
Yeah, sure. Let's go for that.
Yeah, sure, let's go for that. Okay, you heard it here.
It's super unlikely, though. I feel like it's really unlikely.
Saints to win by 7 and but Joshua Kelly to have a huge game.
Go Joshua.
Go what?
Joshua.
Joshua, okay. Cool.